Welcome to episode 35 of the No Scrubs podcast. I'm your host, Lewis, and joined with me today, a man who's just huffing down watermelons as we speak. Stephen, how you going?
Dude, I'm good. Something that appeared on my feed that I managed to not get spoiled for a couple of days. I ended up, I'm of course talking about the Daigo versus Mena RD Street Fighter 6 match.
Wait, how did you pronounce that name?
Daigo.
Oh, okay. I'm just
correct.
Pronounced
it correct way this time. And so didn't watch the whole thing, but watched a solid 30 minutes of it. Dude, Daigo's Akuma, like, let's just say it's like, I was worried that it's like the older you get, your reaction times, like, you sort of going to get a little bit phased out with the new people with like cracked reaction times. But so he was playing as Akuma, and dude, he was solid. But Mena RD's Blanca game was just next level, because I usually think Blanca is like lower tier, but people like to refer to him as like a knowledge checker. Like, I know that when I get knowledge checked when fighting a Blanca, and they'll do his like forward rolling attack, that I was like, cool, I'm going to drive. It's not drive rush, it's the other one, drive impact, the one that can absorb up to 2 hits. When he hits me with the forward rolling attack, it's like, sweet, drive impact. No, because when he hits, even if it's on block, he bounces back, and so the drive impact doesn't hit. But it was good, and the score was Mena RD 10 wins, Daigo 6. That is still very good, and Daigo
also,
was
this is a 40-year-old man.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
This is a 40-year-old dude. He's still so good. And the reason I think fighting games seem to be an exception to this compared to other esports is it is just muscle memory. Like, it is ingrained into these dudes. I feel like if you were to learn a fighting game at 40, it's going to be very, very different than to play it all through your teens up until your adult life. You just have that ingrained muscle memory. Like, in something like League of Legends, right, which I have to use as an example. Yeah. But there's so many, because of the movement, there's so many more variables in something like a game of League of Legends than a fighting game. There's still a lot of variables in a fighting game. There's still heaps. But there's a lot more in something like League of Legends, so I think it's more difficult, because I think you can't just rely on like something like fundamentals like you could a fighting game. And the muscle memory is so fucking elite in these players because they have played for 30 years playing at like a high level. Like, that's why Daigo, I think, is still so fucking good. Like, yes, he is not like the best in the world anymore like he was, but bro, he's in his 40s. Like, he's still killing it. He's such a fucking legend of the game.
And he's doing it for the love of the game. And when you think Street Fighter, top Street Fighter, or like most, historical Street Fighter fighters, players, Daigo.
Yeah,
he's up there.
And if you go for like historic, he is the GOAT ultimately, dude. I'm just looking at a picture of what he looks like right now. I'm like, this is crazy. This guy's 44 years old, right? Look, I'm a rough 33. I understand that. I get that. This guy looks way younger than me. I'm like, the fuck? He looks great for 44, man. I know as well. The Asian guy, they
don't raise him.
Look, I don't think there's a clever rhyme like, you know, black don't crack, but me, I'm just aging terribly. So I'm a terrible example. But yeah, Daigo looks good, man. At 44, you're like, this guy looks like he's in his 30s. Like early 30s. He looks great, man. Such a legend.
There's the classic black don't crack, but there's an Asian one.
Mm-hmm.
Asian don't raisin.
Is that actually what is? Oh, don't rate, dude. I wasn't thinking like raisin, like wrinkly. I was like thinking of what do you mean you're not raising them up? What are you? I'm a dumbass, man. I'm just a grade A fucking idiot. I saw a comedian joke. He was like, say black don't crack. There's a big boy. He's like, obese don't crease. That one, I laughed so hard, and I was like, almost relatable. Look, I mean, I don't have the lines clearly, but just looking, just aging. I'm starting to get them like round here, but it's not. I mean, I'm not. Actually, Alex got me some eye cream because I was like noticing I have these. I don't know if it's real bad here. Oh yeah, you can see them. I got pretty dark rings under my eyes, and it's like one with like I don't know snail mucus or some fucking shit in it. But apparently it's amazing. She bought it for me for Christmas and I've used it like 4 times. I need to probably use it more. But I was just like, look, I just look real tired all the time, and I just want to look not tired. I can be tired. I just want to look not tired. That's the whole thing.
The whole darkening under the eyes. There was just a period in time where I just was not sleeping like well at all, and I started a new job, and the manager was running me through, and then she stops. She's like, "Are you okay?" Puts her hand on my shoulder, and I was just like, "Yeah, why?" She's like, "You look so tired," and I was just like, "I am." And she, what do you want me to say?
I do. I've got a mate who his ex-girlfriend. I was working a job at a supermarket, just in my late teens, and I said to her, I was like, "Oh, you look really tired today." She's like, "You can't say that to a woman. That's like saying that they look old." And I'm like, "Yeah, but if I thought you looked old, I'd tell you looked old." She's like, "Yeah." So I'm like, "What if I told you I looked old?" She's like, "Oh, I just know that you're joking." So I'm like, "So if I told you looked old, you're like, nah, he's just joking. But if I told you look tired, you're saying I'm saying you look old." I'm like, I knew in that moment I was never going to understand women, eh?
This feels like a trap. It feels like you are leading me to say the wrong thing.
Hey, look. Turns out though that bitch was crazy. Oh God. But anyway, there's been a lot. There's a lot of stuff happening. A lot of gaming chat to be had. So I'm going to start with the ID at Xbox, hosted by IGN, and I'm just going to start by saying the trailers were good, but the IGN parts, man, they were so fucking painful.
Yeah.
I know they were trying to be cringe, but it really just hurt me. I felt deep pain every time I had to watch these in-between bits where they just... Oh, you can do a little bit of it, but but after they'll let like 3 trailers play, and they're like, "We're going to be cringe again for 30 seconds," and you're like, "You just get to the trailer count."
And yeah, it definitely felt like they had like a docket or quota of how much quirkiness they could forced quirkiness they could put in, and it was even though it was only 30 seconds between, it was like come on, value my time.
Yeah. Also, I was confused by this new showcase, this ID at Xbox, because they literally have a studio called id. And so I was like, "Oh, is this like going to be an id showcase?" And it was ID as like one thing. Yeah, there's nothing to do with id.
No,
there's nothing to do with Doom. Nothing to do with Quake. ID at Xbox. And I'm like, okay. But overall, it's an indie showcase, and well, I say indie, but I didn't see who made all the games. They feel like indie games spiritually. I know it's like technically how they're like Expedition 33. They're like indie game of the year. You're like, bro, they've got a publisher. What are you talking about? They also took a Game Pass bag. Like, this is an indie. It was the game of the year, I think, hands down, but not really. We're stretching what indie means. So I say indie. I don't know if they have publishers or not. However, there's a lot of good stuff. So the first one was a game we've seen before. There are no ghosts at the Grand. So it's a first-person renovation game when you renovate an old hotel that you inherited, and it looks like you even like do up the town that you're in, but there's a twist. You're going ghost hunting. you're trying to uncover the secrets of the town, and it seems like townspeople might be haunted. They show you a thing of their eyes glowing red. You're like, oh, what's going on here? There's a talking cat, and there's talking guns. Seem very silly, not quite a high on life kind of thing. But yeah, I really do think that it looks like a really fun game. And at the end, it said it was a musical love crafty and renovator. This is not my type of game at all. Like, not in the slightest. Like, your house flippers and that kind of stuff don't do it for me. However, just as a concept, I think this looks really good. Presentation's great. I think they're gonna do well with this. What do you reckon?
So, from the jump, I was just like, oh, this is kind of giving me like Power Wash Simulator vibes. I do like the idea of during the day you have odd jobs to do, like cleaning up the town and stuff. But then it's like come nightfall, that's like what you want to be doing. Like that's when the purpose of the game kicks in. Like showed someone cleaning up this haunted mansion, shows like this magical symbol on the ground that turns into like I think a staircase. And it's just like, I like that.
Yeah. It looks like there's going to be some puzzles and stuff to solve. Yeah, looks really, really cool.
It's what I imagine people who do power washing think in their head. Like their mind's just drifting off, but it's still on the subject of what they're doing.
Absolutely. Also, side note, we're going to have to see. My microphone might sound better. I've changed some things in my setup. I was meant to mention that before, but I forgot. So,
hey, it sounds crisp on my end.
Hell yeah, brother. So yes, that's the first game. So I hope as well, though. I think we've now seen enough. We probably don't need a third trailer unless I gotta do another one like a week before release or something. But I think that's enough. I think we don't need to see too much more because you want to have a lot of the mystery for yourself. Next game was Vapor World. So this is a 2D action game. It looks like very like methodical combat with blocking and parrying. Looks like a 2D Souls-like to me, mate. Yeah, it looked like there was some stealth elements as well. Dude, there's so much fucking Bloodborne energy in this. Like the vibes and everything. Like you could tell that they love Bloodborne on this team for sure. You see, it looks like you're transforming into a beast in this as well. It showed some melee and some combat. Melee combat and some ranged as well, which is cool to have that. You know, they showed you like equipping or like, a gun, maybe leveling it up. But yeah, it looks good. It looks like it's going to be difficult. Yeah, good vibes. What do you reckon?
So when I watched it, my opinions on Souls-likes is sort of like that meme, the meme of the girl. It's just like Souls-likes is like Souls-likes with a little bit of a twist, be it a 2D side-scroller or like a top-down like No Rest for the Wicked. It's like,
yeah.
Nah, it looks cool. It's got a nice, a lot of it's just grayscale, like black and white. And also, I also love these 2D, these side-scrolling action RPGs, because there was a period in time where it felt like people were releasing games that were reminiscent of have you heard of the game Odin Sphere?
I think so. It sounds familiar. You know I'm terrible with names, though. This will be have you heard of this? And I'll go, never heard of it. Then I look it up and it's like, oh, it's on my Steam wish list.
And it gives me the vibe of like back in the day where it's like Odin Sphere's not on PC, so a bunch of there was a couple of games they released like 2D action side scrollers. It's like, well, we've got this is Odin Sphere at home, but in a good way.
Yeah, let's have a look. Okay, this is definitely not on my Steam wish list. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen this game.
Dude, I used to own it for PS2.
Interesting. Yeah, no, not not familiar with it.
But no, yeah, I'm actually quite. I'm looking forward to this one.
Next game, Mistfall Hunter. Sorry. Third-person action fantasy game. It looks like an action RPG to me, which, could be code for another word. There's parrying, dodging, bit of sword and board, mate, bit of casting magic, bit of bow and arrow. Seems like, you've got a lot of variety, which is awesome. Love that. It's all the shit that I like. I just thought it looked, though, a little bit disjointed and a little slow in moments. When you're doing combos, it looks real fast, but there seems to be like a bit of, I don't know if it was delay or wind up or what to get things going. But I still think this has a lot of potential. I thought this looked really cool. They also mentioned PvP combat as well. They mentioned PvP, but I didn't see you fighting anything that seemed to like the same kind of size as you that looked like PvP. But yeah, I've definitely got my eyes on this. What about you?
This one, I kind of I had to look it up, and I still kind of can't remember it.
Yeah, fair. I think this falls into though you just said about you're like Souls-like with a twist. It's like it's 2D, but it's got all these Souls-like qualities, and then there's kind of regular Souls-like looking game, and you go, nah, I don't give a fuck. And I think that's probably it for you, which is fair.
Maybe.
I actually don't think when we started this, and then we're 3 games in, and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm mentioning Souls-like twice already. I'm going to be the most insufferable cunt, which I am. I already am. But I don't think there were any more or many more for the rest of this. So yes, it's fine. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to be like the guy who says everything's a Souls-like. I know it's become like a meme as well. People are like, not everything's a Souls-like, but you can just see the DNA. You just see it, since these are games that would not have these mechanics pre Dark Souls. Like that's just how it is.
It's like a meme. It's like, the one of like Vince McMahon in the chair getting happier and happier. And it's just like stamina management, fat rolling.
Yeah. Not being able to cancel attack animations. Yeah. It's like you pressed R1 and you're using a big slow weapon. You're committing, mate. You're stuck in that now. Too bad.
Swing and miss. Oh, would you look at that?
Oh fuck.
Do you play like this so you don't accidentally like tap the attack button?
Not anymore. Not anymore. I still, as much as I've played hundreds and hundreds of hours in these Souls likes, I still panic roll a little bit. I still like get into a moment. I'm like roll. Yeah, I don't often overdo the hits. Dude, as well, Dark Souls 1, I don't know how long before, but you massively, like, if you're spamming R1, you often buffer the next attack as well, so you end up overshooting massively, and you get punished for it, which is, teaches you to be a little more deliberate. Next game was Star Seeker. Oh, bro, why can I...
Astroneer?
Astroneer Expeditions. I just read that word and I'm like, I want to say like
astronomer.
Like, yeah, but mixing astronomer and astroneer, I would be like, I don't know, some word that doesn't exist in the English language.
Near astrometer.
Dude, I must say, I hate when I hear it pronounced near automata. My brain just goes, that sounds so fucking dumb.
Same.
Got a automata. Like there's games there, things where people pronounce it 2 different ways. Saros, whatever, bro. I'm really not worried about that. But I hear automata and I'm like, that sounds fucking dumb. So anyway, this game's it looks like a 4-player third-person game, exploring alien planets with friends and fighting aliens. It looks like it's going to be best to be played with friends. You're gathering resources and that kind of thing. Definitely got a bit of a friend slop element to it, but also a bit of almost like a Minecraft and a No Man's Sky. I'm going to be honest though, it didn't do too much for me.
Well, it's funny you should say that because remember back in the day, because Astroneer, bit of an older game, but I think it was around the time No Man's Sky had released and it hadn't been the goodening of No Man's Sky hadn't happened. So this was sort
I
of
like that.
the
The
goodening.
goodening
Yeah.
is good.
And so this came out player third person. It's fine, but it's just survival in space, build pylons and stuff like that. Mate of mine, Gage, and I, because it's on Game Pass, Astroneer. We were playing it for a bit. I think we did like 2 sessions, and it was like, nah. But it looks cute. It looks cute. The little spacemen.
Space people, Stephen.
Yeah. How about we can't just call them spaceys?
What, like the in Smash Bros? You know, Fox and Falco, mate, the Spaceys.
Spaceys.
That's what they call them.
Yeah.
Some people call them space animals, and I think that might have been what they originally called them. And then they just called them
It's
Spaceys.
like species.
Oh, like Kevin Spacey. Don't let Fox or Falco near your children.
And that's when I decided to come out as an anthropomorphic fox piloting a jet.
Dude, I love that meme of that fox just running around that that people's like lounge, but they're like making like fox noises from Smash. He's going ha ha ha, and then you hear like the shine, his little reflector go bloop 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 bloop, and he's like wave. You hear the controller like wave dashing. I fucking love that, man. That's so good. Very. It's also like very, very niche. I guess like half of that is niche because Smash is massive, but to that level, like wave dashing is definitely some nerd shit.
It's not really niche, but one meme that's been in my head recently, gone back to it a couple of times. You know the whole meme of Guts theme with different things?
Oh yeah.
And
The
it's
sad
all-
dog.
The sad dog, yeah!
Oh, sorry, I ruined you.
Yeah.
Sad dog with guts theme. It's
Yeah.
incredible. It's like it's heartbreaking watching that.
Some apple-headed pooch.
Boots with the fur.
No, dude. So with those type of dogs, they I don't know if this is the word, but the physiognomy of like the head is known as apple-shaped or deer-shaped. Deer is the narrow one. Apple's the ones that look like the head's really being like crushed in and bulbous.
Ah! Poor little guy. Next game, Phalion. Is a third-person stealth adventure game with, it looks like a touch of horror. Your spaceship crashed on an alien planet. You get to play as 2 different characters. I don't know if you choose or you just play as different characters throughout the story. And you're trying to find each other. There's these eldritch kind of alien creatures on the planet that you're running away from and trying to hide from. It's come out now, and the reviews are mid, but I don't know, man. It looks kind of good. Maybe there's some bugs or something in it, but I don't know, the vibes look really good in this game. I don't know, maybe I'm just a sucker for like crashing your ship on an alien planet and having to like survive or whatever, but like I played that last year, that still waits the deep, that horror game where you're on that oil rig, and this is different from that, but I was still like getting a similar vibe, and I was like, that was really good. And this is giving me similar, not the same, but similar vibes. So I don't know. I think I'd like to give it a go when I have more time.
See, I looked up the screenshots on this, and I was just like, oh yeah, I remember I saw that. I can't remember much of it. I was like, oh, space, aliens,
Spice.
spice.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't stick the landing on an impression for me, but sorry, I gotta steal your catchphrase, but that's okay.
Well, Stephen didn't ask. You're like, you literally did. You did ask me. Yeah, that's all right. We have very different tastes. I like it when we the tastes sometimes cross over, but usually we're playing very different games, which is cool.
Yeah.
I think that's why it works. Next game was Loft Song, so it's like a high third person camera on this. It's like very stylized. It's like a simple art style that I really liked. I think it looks really good. It looks like a puzzle game. You're boosting around this desert on foot, just turning around, looking to the next kind of area. And like I'm interested, but I need to see a bit more. And it ended with this tagline that said, "Follow the signal." So I don't know if you're like getting these almost radio waves, or you're gonna hit a certain way and you get hit by like, I don't know, a frequency or something, and you go, "Oh, that's the way I've got to go." But it looked interesting.
Dude, it reminds me of this PS3 era game where it's pretty sure it was just like you're walking along sand or something. Can't remember. Remind me of a
You're
lot
talking
of
about Journey, are you?
Journey. Yep.
So I've heard. I never played Journey because I wasn't playing on PlayStation at the time. And I remember PlayStation players being like, "This is the most magical experience." And I looked at it, I'm like, I don't get it, but it's like you kind of had to be there. So apparently, as well, like you go through it, and it looks like you're just playing with the same player all the way through, and then at the end it will tell you can play this game with this person, this person, this person, this person, this person. And yeah, apparently though, very magical experience, old Journey. This looks different. Like I get the desert
boosting.
part and the boosting around like that side, but yeah, this looks more like you're solving puzzles and things.
I like how the desert sort of looks like metal shavings.
And who knows? It could be. You
Yeah.
never know.
So yeah.
Was that a Loft Song? I'm like, oh, foreign game? Oh. It was just hilarious living in New Zealand. Like every game is a foreign game,
Yeah.
unless you want to play Path of Exile.
Or there was that fishing game. There was a fish game.
Oh yeah, Dredge.
Yeah.
We also had Ashen, which I did actually enjoy. But I'll never forgive Epic Games for my save getting corrupt and then not having cloud saves. And I was up to the last boss and lost my entire save. And I'm like, fuck you, Tim Sweeney! Sweeney!
You were just like, Epic Games, my epic fail.
Next game, though, Albion Online. So I really liked this trailer. Look, I know it's no gameplay, no hype, but it was very fourth wall breaking. It's very, very silly, really, really fun ad. The guy who's like the narrator, but he's actually there, like narrating this night, and then he's at the pub drinking with like the other guys and stuff. Like it was a really good ad. I'm not gonna lie. And then once I saw the gameplay, I was like, oh, I don't give a fuck about this at all. You couldn't. I was gonna say you couldn't pay me to play it, but Albion Online, you could. You could though. You could pay me to play it. It's just not my type of game. It's currently already out on PC and mobile. And now it's coming to Xbox. It looks like a Clash of Clans kind of game. Is kind of the easiest way to describe it to me. And people might be like, oh, actually, if there's a lot of nuance in these games, there's big differences. Yeah, but it's a mobile game where you build your base and looks like you fire the armies. It's that type of game, you know.
It was funny because I remember seeing like watching the live action like trailer. It was real silly and stuff. It was just like, all right, yes, this is funny, but what is it? And then Albion Online, I was like, oh, that game, which I had seen in passing a couple of years ago.
Also, Ewan, if you catch me holding in a yawn, it's been a fucking week. I'm telling you, it's been a fucking week. I'm trying here. I'm trying. I love talking about this shit, but goddamn, my brain's scattered.
Oh, dude, I don't know if you noticed, but I'll do like one or two yawns like per podcast, not because I'm bored, but because literally just come back from the gym, sit down, my body's just like, oh.
Yeah,
So
yeah, man.
I
We
get
record.
you.
I mean, it's not late right now. It's 8 o'clock, but we get when we wrap up. It's often after 10 and so on, and we get a little sleepy.
Yeah, yeah.
Couple of EP boys.
That's us. Sleepman.
So next game, Vampire Crawlers, which is already out. We have talked about this, but it's a card-based deck building roguelite dungeon crawler, and yeah, we're going to talk about this a little later again as well. And yeah, it's just a fucking great game. Vampire Crawlers just straight up. I think game of the year contender for sure.
Yeah,
Wow.
dude.
I think for us, but I don't think it is going to be the Game Awards. I don't think Vampire Crawlers is probably going to be nominated or anything, but I really think this does deserve it. This is right up the top of my list right now. Eugenics and then this.
Nah, shout out to Vampire Crawlers, but also shout out to me mate Gage, because because he knew about Vampire Survivors. Like, you seen Crawlers? And he's like, and so I shared my screen on Discord playing it. He's like, all right. It's just like $15. I'll grab it. And there was just, I was sharing my screen, he was sharing his screen, and we would talk occasionally, and I'd look at like his hand and I'd be like, nah, do this. And then he'd be like, oh shit. And then he understood like the combos, and he's just like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
He's like, how do I do this? It's like, oh, do this. And it was a nice like back and forth, seeing where the other person was up to. It's quite nice playing a single player game, but you're playing it alongside your mate. You guys are doing like vastly different like play styles.
Chris and I did this years ago when Binding of Isaac got an expansion and we were both on leave at the same time. We spent 2 weeks just on Discord every fucking day playing Isaac. It was fucking awesome.
Yo!
Yeah, it was so good. Next game, Echo Generation 2. So this is it's a deck building RPG. Turn-based. Very stylized. I really do dig the art style here. You're fighting monsters with flamethrowers and laser weapons and so on. This is the second look we've had. Releases May 27th. You played the first one, didn't you?
Yeah, it was just on Game Pass. And I decided, why not? Even though like I haven't watched the series and I don't have any want or urgency to watch it, definitely gave off like Stranger Things vibes. But no, game was cool. You're a bunch of kids. Aliens crash land, so you decide to be nosy. It was turn-based.
First one was quite different gameplay though, wasn't it? Like there wasn't like a deck builder.
No.
Is that right?
Just turn-based. But it made me really appreciate that art style. I think it's called voxel. Because I feel it's the only way you can translate a 16-bit feel to the 3D like plane. But no,
they've nailed it, eh? They've really nailed that art style. It looks really, really good, very clean, very, very fun art style.
Enjoyed the first Echo Generation. I'm very much looking forward to this one. And not dogging on the team or anything, but like I was real surprised they were getting but I was real surprised that they were getting a sequel, and I'm happy for it.
Yeah, hopefully this one can make some waves.
So
looks great.
If the first one tickles your fancy, you give a look at it. I'd recommend buying it. And yeah, but second one, deck building, something that, thanks to games like Vampire Crawlers, I've gained a new respect and appreciation for, especially when it's deck building, but it's not like, this is going to sound real dumb, but not a card game. Like,
Yeah, okay, no. At first I was like, what's this card saying? Yeah, I really like deck building, but I don't want it to be a card game. And you're like, what the fuck does that mean? And then you're like, this is actually an RPG.
yeah,
It's not just like it's not vampire. It's not Vampire Crawlers. It's not Slay the Spire. This is an RPG, but cards are how you play your turns. Essentially. So yeah, completely get what you're saying. Just took me a moment because it does sound dumb.
It does sound
but
real
it's
dumb.
Not, but it's not. But it's not. It's not. You just have to think about it a little bit more. So, yeah. Next game was Tears of Metal. So this showed you like massive battleground with people fighting. I was looking at it, like, is this a Musou? And then and it was looking kind of like Dynasty Warriors in medieval times. They just said coming soon. And then I looked into it and it said it was a hack and slash roguelike. I'm like, this is a roguelike on these big battlefields? So, look, I need to see a little bit more. I don't mind a hack and slash. I do like a roguelike. So
I like both.
We'll see. We'll see.
I know it's
If you put like at the end of a genre, bro, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it. Souls-like, roguelike. I'm gonna do it, bro. You can't stop me.
Boy-like.
No, I'm girl-like. Stop it.
Yeah, you are girl-like. You do have some feminine features.
Don't, Steven.
At first, I was just like, oh, it looks like a... Because, yeah, it has an art direction, for sure.
Yeah. Every game does have an art direction. You're right.
No, meaning like, it did look quite low budget, but then you look at it, and it's just like, no, it's a stylized choice. And then it's just like, oh, Muso, like, I kind of only really care about Musos when they're like a licensed product, like the One Piece Muso. Like, I don't really play Dynasty Warriors or anything, but this, and then we see roguelike, and it's just like, tell me more. Tell me
Intrigued.
more. Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what's going on once we get another trailer or something, or maybe even just said coming soon. I imagine this is going to be like a later this year kind of thing. So yeah. We'll see. Also, great name, Crash Out Crew.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like the new friend slot game. The third person kind of like top down forklift game where you're just trying to get your boxes to your base more or less, and everyone's trying to stop you. They're trying to take that or derail you just by knocking shit over. And then you're going through levels where shit's on fire and so on. I think this is the developers of Peak, by the looks of things. It seems a lot more competitive than cooperative as well, which is so it's a bit of a change in the friend slop genre, but it is friend slop. This is out on the 28th of this month, so 28th of May, which is cool. So I'm interested, but I don't know if this is going to have the replayability of something like a Peak. Yeah, it looks fun. So I still want to play Kiln because Kiln's out, but none of my friends have Game Pass anymore. So yeah, you did that to yourself, Xbox.
It will Crash Out Crew like that that co-op friend slot frog game where you're trying to get all the food. I imagine that and Crash Out Crew will find its way onto rotation for the Wednesday night streams eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, the frog one looked awesome as well. I really like the look of that one. Next game, one we've been playing. Played last night, actually. RV There is coming to Xbox in May. As soon as I saw the tinned nuggies, though, I fucking knew what we were playing. I knew what we were looking at. It looks like it's getting some DLC as well. So this is a game where you've just got an RV that you've got to get from point A to point B, and you've got to not fuck it up, and you've got to maintain it. If you crash it, And it's just a good time. We got our RV. I was driving terribly, dude. There are these real narrow cliffs, and the boys managed to winch it so it didn't fall off a cliff. And they're winching both sides, trying to like just to try to fucking get it on this platform. We spent like half an hour just with this RV stuck, just trying shit. Didn't work out in our favour, but it was a bit of fun. Great game.
I also really liked the trailer for in the showcase for this, because people know of the game, but it just shows like this image of it, just like the camera's slowly panning to what's going on, and it shows that they've crashed into the Game Pass sign.
Yeah.
It
was a good trailer. It was very, very fun. It didn't have to do too much for you to kind of get the idea of what it was about as well, which is good.
Very fun.
Next game, Escape Academy 2, the first-person open-world puzzle game. Sometimes levels are on a timer, which I saw, and I'm like, I can't do this shit, bro. You can't put me on a fucking timer to solve a puzzle. I'm dumb. You give me too much anxiety. It does look fun. Can be played co-op. It comes out later this year. But
giving me...
Yeah, I don't think it's for me.
No, and I haven't heard the first one, but as soon as I saw it, I was just like, Blueprints.
Yeah. I think Blueprints just feels a little more... Not that this game doesn't seem clever, but Blueprints was just a very, very clever idea.
Also very focused on what it wanted to be as a puzzler.
Very true. Yeah, it was very, very focused game. Next game, I don't know if I spelled this right. Topopia. Topopia. Too many fucking peas coming out, bro. Give it a rest, alright? It's just like, bro, there's like Pokopia. I'm like, nah, it's too many. Too many. So at first glance, though, I thought this game wants to be Splatoon, and Fall Guys so bad, but then I couldn't tell what this game was. It just kind of did a bunch of things. So it looked like it was a third-person platformer when you're racing against friends, and then it showed some boss fights and base building and fishing, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this game is. It doesn't look bad, but I just need to know what it is.
Yeah,
sometimes you don't want to be doing too many things.
Because when I saw them like collecting coins and like jumping over stuff, I was like, okay, like platformer. But then it showed like you like building your house and decorating it. And I was just like, oh yeah, this can be for your downtime. And then, but I went away with the same thing. It's just like, what do you want to be? And I am pretty sure it is. I want to say that it's a
video game,
online game.
Oh well, yeah. It looks like it's a multiplayer game.
Yeah.
What does that mean? What kind of genre is this? A third-person platformer? Is this a competitive game? Is this a farming sim? Is this a base builder? Is this a lifestyle? I don't really know. It seems to just do a heap of different things.
I imagine what it will be is you'll have your hub world, which is where you build your house, you decorate, but then you go to this place. It's like, oh, here's for the platforming sections. It's like, here, go to this one. Here's where you fish. Almost like play these mini games or play these fleshed out games so you can earn in-game currency to decorate your house.
Yeah, you have to ask your brother how this one compares to Foam Stars.
Yeah, he's probably...
I actually played a little Foam Stars because it was on PlayStation Plus, and I was kind of like, oh, it'll be dumb. The game was kind of good, man. I can't lie. I saw your brother playing it quite a bit, and I was like, I gotta get it, man. This is actually a really quite fun game. Actually underrated. But yeah, that was a game. See, we were saying before, I'm like, this wants to be Splatoon so bad. Foam Stars wanted to be Splatoon so bad, but it was actually kind of good. That was a weird Square Enix one, eh? That just did not feel like something they would do. But you know, it's out there. Next game, Solo Leveling, Arise, Overdrive. Also, once again, name is crap. Name is too wordy. If you're solo leveling, you already got two words. Just Arise should be fine, or Overdrive. Don't put both those in. We don't need this fucking four word title. It's too much. But this is us seeing this again. It's an action like anime RPG. The combat does look good. I believe it's out on PC, but it's coming to Xbox Q3 this year. We've seen it a million times now. But good that this is an Xbox showcase and it's coming to Xbox. It makes sense.
It looks slick, but I'm still of the same mind of it. It's like, would I appreciate this as much as, say, someone who watches the anime or something?
I like to think, though, this could be like someone's exposure to the anime.
True.
They go and watch it later.
True.
You hear about kids that growing up playing Dragon Ball Z games and didn't watch the anime until later,
Oh!
Because some Dragon Ball Z games just went fucking hard.
I work with one of them. He was just like, what got him into watching Dragon Ball Z and everything was fighters, because he loves Guilty Gear, and
but he got into it real fucking late.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus, that's awesome.
He loves
fucking rules.
Loves Arc Systems. Loves Guilty Gear. It's like, oh, it's that team. It's like, oh, I've heard of this anime, and then he's just like, oh, I might just watch it, eh? And yeah,
dude, the idea of being like, I've heard of Dragon Ball Z. It's like one of the biggest anime of all time.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I've heard of this film, Titanic. James Cameron. My money longer than James Cameron. Hope you know. I still don't know what that means. That fucking Dracula flow. Dude, that's crazy. Also, I feel like, though, it would depend on who you ask what the biggest anime ever is. Like, I think if you ask the kids today, they'd say One Piece. You ask guys from our generation, Dragon Ball Z. You ask people 5 years younger than us, I'll probably say Naruto. It is like a generational thing, but I think Dragon Ball Z has had the widest reach. Look how many Dragon Ball Z games there are. There's I would say there's probably over 100 Dragon Ball Z games.
I also like the fact that it's like, yeah, growing up, there was like shows like Sailor Moon and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, it's a cartoon. But then I remember watching Dragon Ball Z, and I was just like, no, I like this. And I sort of like it. That was sort of like my exposure to like anime, essentially. I also love how there's a crossover between Dragon Ball Z and just gym culture.
And Mexican culture.
Dude, shout out to the mayor of Mexico who he had, in their equivalent of like Times Square or something, he had the conclusion of the last episode of the Tournament of Power and Dragon Ball Super, and he received he received a cease and desist, and then he's like, fuck off, let them enjoy it.
Might be also, I just want to, there's not like a mayor of Mexico, because Mexico, it might be a mayor of Mexico City in Mexico. I just want to clarify. So it might be like, mayor of Mexico is dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's wild. They found that there was less cartel activity on when major Dragon Ball Super episodes came out.
That is awesome.
Like, yeah, it's fucking huge, bro. Like, you cannot underestimate. When Akira Toriyama died as well, there were so many murals coming up. I saw pictures all over the internet, murals going up in Mexico. They fucking love Dragon Ball. It's awesome, man. I love that. Also, I looked it up because I was like, did I massively overshoot how many Dragon Ball games there are? It's estimated that there's 154 Dragon Ball games that exist. Like, I wasn't. I didn't. I didn't overshoot. All right. There are, like I said, I think there's over 100, 154 estimated.
So the thing that was
Wow.
reruns, but the thing that was keeping like Dragon Ball alive in like the hearts and minds of kids and young adults was let's keep releasing games, and it was cool. This shit.
Dude, I played so much Budokai and Tenkaichi growing up, bro. I played so much. I remember I was at my cousin's batch, and we were just hanging out, not much to do, and they had their PS2, and I just started playing through the what if stories for them because they were struggling and they couldn't do them, and they were just like, we're just gonna let Lewis play so he can beat them all for us, and I was like, great, this is the best. This is what I want to do.
Dude, I remember one of my a cherished memory was like it was on a Sunday. I was like I must have been like year 9, year 10 in high school. Lazy Sunday, got nothing to do, and I was like, all right. I boot up Budokai Tenkaichi 3. I do the survival because there was different versions of survival. I did the one that's on Namek, which I think is you just fight the entire cast as Tapion. Yeah, I was a Tapion main.
Badass. I don't remember who I mained, but me and the boys used to do, and I'll probably tell this yarn, but we used to do random battles before we'd go to boxing, which was we'd always just do that. Boys would come around, we'd play some Tenkaichi 3, and we just do randoms. And sometimes you just get a bad matchup. Someone gets Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and you get Hercule, and you go, oh, I guess I'm fucked. I got Saiyaman 2, which is just Vidal in Saiyaman costume against Harudagan. My mate, who was always like, would call him the bringer of death. And you can't use any of your fucking dash grab attacks against big characters. So you're just using shitty melee attacks. With Vidal, you've got no fucking key blast or anything. And I'm like, oh, I'm completely fucked. And I just go in on him. I'm just going to go in and melee him. And then when you use the charge attacks, you knock them up in the air and you chase them down. And I just kept doing that, and he couldn't. I just kept dodging at the right times and fucking destroyed him. And we were like, "What the fuck just happened?" Dude, I've got such good memories of playing that game.
Fun fact about fighting Harudagan is if you have a dash super, doesn't hit, you'll bounce off. Except one confirmed one, and a second maybe. The first one. The only one that one of the only dash supers that will work on Harudagan is Super Saiyan 3's Goku's Dragon Fist. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yep.
And I think Tapion's move where he like just dashes towards and just cuts straight through them.
Thematic has to work.
Because I mean that's how they sealed him in the well that's how either him or his brother sealed Harudagan initially in the music box. Cut him in half.
Is that movie canon? Because that's how Trunks gets his sword, right?
No. Watch, no. At the time, it was like a popular theory, but then like Super explains how he gets his sword.
Oh, damn. Okay. Yeah, I haven't watched Super, so... Fuck you for ruining my childhood.
I thought it was cool, like Kid Trunks getting, basically, befriending, legally can't say it's Link, but Link, and him giving him the sword.
Yeah. It looked like a similar sword. Next game, Deep Dish Dungeon. Also, love that alliteration there, so that's lovely. First-person survival game where you collect ingredients to cook, which then defines your stats and abilities. Up to 3 players. It seems like the aim is to make it to the deep dish pizza, which seems to be like the best item. And they mentioned there's a bit of story to uncover. It's releasing later this year. The art style is deliberately this like really quite grainy style. I really like how it looks. I think visually this is awesome. I think it's a really fun concept as well. It's a shame it's only 3 player and not 4, but I think this is going to be played in our future for sure, man. I think we get the boys together when someone bails on stream. I can see us playing this. It looks quite fun.
I'm
Not
intrigued.
like a survival game guy at all, but yeah, it looks interesting.
Yeah, no, I like the aesthetic. It's silly, but not in an over the top silly way. Going down dungeons, getting ingredients.
Yeah, yeah, it looks like a bit of fun.
This
Next
fucking game.
Bistro, and like this game does a lot just out the gate. Combat makes it look like it's almost like a roguelike kind of deck builder, but there's cooking mechanics. You're growing fruit and veg. There's fishing. Possibly looks like base building. The meals that you have make you better in combat. It looks like there's almost like puzzles for making the meals, like with the way that works with the ingredients and so on. It looks quite interesting. Art style is really nice as well, but it's also furry bait.
Yeah, I looked at that. Like, oh, what did the shoot? There was So speaking about how making the food look like puzzles, that reminded me of. Have you heard of the game Battle Chef Brigade?
Nope.
Where essentially you would have to it was a platformer where you had to grab ingredients, but then when it came to actually making the meals, it was like bust a move or Bejeweled, one of those
Oh yeah.
one of those sort of games. So it reminds me of that. I liked how the combat looked like paper cutouts.
That was quite cute, hey, and I like across, yeah. It was very charming, hey. I think this is worth keeping an eye on for sure, especially if you're a furry.
Yep, yeah.
And if you're not, it could still be a decent game.
Because back in the day, there was a time where you could look at anthropomorphic animals and be like, nah, he's cool, he's better than a human, he's a dog. Oh. But now it's just like, oh, that artist is probably that almost guaranteed a furry. Like he's getting DMs for commissions.
Yeah, I remember hearing about how artists were doing it's like, why do you do commissions for furries? It's like, because they pay so much fucking money, bro. They pay good money. So, yeah.
There was
game's got potential.
There was that green text of this guy doing furry porn, and he's just like, I'm looking at this that is just drawing the ass of something graphic, and I had to stop and look at what I was doing, and it's just like, I actually find this really grotesque. Why do I slave away doing this? And then it's just like, because they pay well, and continues just doing the job.
Yeah, because Pyrocynical's got good money, alright?
Yeah. Your mate that you played Midgard with, Highguard with.
Yeah, my best friend Pyrocynical. We played that one game. Yeah. So yeah, it's got potential. This game, Incombini. So I wrote these notes before I saw the name as well, and I was like, running a convenience store, or as they say in Japan, Combini. And then I was like, oh, it's Incombini. Now I can't feel real clever about knowing something. You're stocking shelves and organizing the store and so on. And yeah, I mean, this, if you like those types of games and like your Power Wash Simulator and that kind of thing.
Supermarket Simulator.
Yeah, if you like these simulator games, but you also like kind of these organization ones, yeah, it might be the game for you. It's definitely cute. It doesn't do much for me, but yeah, it looks nice, and
game.
I believe it's out. I believe it's out now as well. So,
speaking of cute games,
Calinoro.
Canyonero.
It's a Simpsons reference for our friend DT, who wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons growing up. He's gonna be so fucking mad. We joked about the thing is like a suicide note with Simpsons references, and everybody's really sad, and then DT's like, I didn't get it. Just at the end of the suicide note.
Here's the 411 on
Okay.
my suicide note.
Yeah, so it's a top-down 3D platformer, action melee combat on it as well.
Had a cool animated intro for it.
Yeah, did I? It didn't show heaps of gameplay, but once they did show it, I was like, I think this is up my alley.
Does look pretty neat.
Is there a summer 2026 and then I saw July 2026? So I don't know if I put the wrong notes on here or what, or if or they just gave us both of those timelines. But game looks good, but I want to see a little bit more. I want to see like a 30-second cut of gameplay, not like a 3-second cut, and then just cut between very short segments of gameplay. But yeah, it looks very charming. This is a game that's going to be on my list for sure.
And there's a demo out, so why not?
I didn't see that. I didn't see the demo. Hell yeah! You know what, Stephen? I'm gonna download that demo. It'll be like that Goldman game, and I'm not gonna get around to the demo because I suck. Demo added to library. Wicked. Next game, Speedrunners 2. I played the fuck out of Speedrunners back in the day. This is I can't remember if I played with DT as well, but myself and old mate Janelle used to play the shit out of this when we first started streaming years ago. And I tell you what, I was good as fuck at this game. So it's a 4-player PvP platforming game. You get different power-ups like rockets, and grappling hooks. Grappling hook, low-key best weapon. Freeze rays, dude. I'm so keen. I really hope I can find another few people to play this with, because it gets fucking competitive, and you're just hooning around, you get speed boosts, and then like once people die, the screen starts shrinking and shrinking, so you're playing in the smaller and smaller space, and you're just trying to platform as fast as you can. Dude, it rules. Or you get to a point where you're going to be able to pull an enemy back, and they'll have to drop down a ledge as well with a grappling hook. You time it to be like, I'm going to fuck you over. It's good shit. You're not going to make any friends playing this game, that's for sure.
Unlike our next one.
Depending on who you ask. Golf with your friends too. Dude, I also played the fuck out of the first one with homies. I've been on record many times being like, golf video games rule. They just fucking rule. There's something about them. Golf with your friends is so much fun as well. So it's a first-person mini golf game. Played with friends. There's courses that are just absolutely like ridiculous, like ones on like low gravity and stuff like that, or like spooky maps, woo, ghosts and shit. It's just a really fun game, and so I'm glad it's getting a sequel. Releasing fall 2026, and this shit is coming out at great times because these were before friend slot became like such a dominant thing, that now these guys can also start to capitalize on the friend slot popularity.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call these friend slop as such, because I think friend slop is a more specific type of game, but this kind of is. You'd still rope it into friend slot. Yeah, great games. Looking forward to this coming out. The problem with golf with your friends though is when you start playing with people who have played a lot, you can tell they start hitting out the gate, start hitting these like really good lines and stuff, and you're like, oh, it becomes less fun once it's like real competitive, because people are just like, I'm winning, I'm gonna win. It's all about that and not just about fucking around
golfing with your friends.
Yeah. So I started because I played it. It might have been in COVID with DT and his old mate Prickles and stuff, and I could see these guys had played a lot. So I was just starting off slow and saying, "Where's Prickles in?" He seems to know every single fucking map we're playing. So what's his line? It was a good time. Yeah, next game, Screenbound. I remember seeing a concept of this game on Twitter like years ago now. So it's a 2D and 3D platformer. So you're moving around this 3D environment, but you've got a Game Boy which has got the same environment but in 2D. So you look at the Game Boy, you're, oh, there's coins above me. So then you stop looking at the Game Boy, you jump and you get all the coins. And it's a really cool idea.
Ambitious.
I just want to know, is this fun to play?
That's a cool idea.
Great. Art style is beautiful, looks really, really good. It looks really refined as well. There's a lot of like, they're very clearly like referencing Game Boy games, stuff like Mario, I think it's Mario Land is the original Game Boy one. You know what? It's right fucking behind me. I'm going to look. Yeah, Super Mario Land. I've got the legit Super Mario Land and I've got the Lego one, but the legit one, is it in the Game Boy? I got my crusty looking Pokemon Silver.
Hey.
Yeah, fuck you, bro. I'm pretty sure I lost my Pokemon Red though. I think I got it back from my mum, and I somehow ended up misplacing it, and I cannot find it. So that is sad, because that was my OG. But anyway, yeah, that's the showcase. I thought it was pretty good. I think it showed off a variety. Great. A lot of games to play with friends. I know we said mostly indie, and then there's like solo leveling in there. Stuff, but yeah, it's a good showcase overall. Got a lot of variety. Some stuff that is just now coming to Xbox. Some stuff that's been around. Some stuff that's new. So cool. What do you think? You like the showcase?
I do.
You a fan?
I do. In fact, I would probably say that was a little bit more exciting than our usual AAA showcases we're seeing. Because there was a lot of variety, and
a lot of good ideas as well, like executing on like fairly out there ideas, which I really like to see, which feels like you almost only get in the indie space these days.
Yeah. And again, it looks like furry bait, but bistro, like, that seems like a cool concept.
Does look like, not the furry side, it does look like it could be up your alley as well, to be honest. I bet you want a fucking furry up your alley.
Hey, my first sauna.
Wee vey. So we got some news. We got a little news for you. Something I whipped up for you. Something I just stole off Twitter and chucked in the Google Doc for you. So Nagoshi Studios has deleted its official YouTube channel as NetEase has reportedly halted all funding for Gang of Dragon. According to reports, the project needs $44 million to finish, which NetEase refused following a cost reassessment. I'm just like, oh, come on, Sony, bail them out.
Yeah.
Do them a deal. Be like, look, we'll fork out this last $44 million for you that you need to finish the game. However, you publish it on our platform, and then once the money's paid back, then we multiplat it or whatever. You do what you want with it.
Make sure it's PlayStation and Steam day one.
Yeah, could do PC and that, and then later release it on Xbox and Switch, or even an exclusivity deal at all just to get it over. Because let's be honest, this kind of game is going to sell best probably on PlayStation, and then PC, and then maybe Switch. And it'll sell like 8 copies on Xbox because it's just not what Xbox gamers seem to play. And yes, generalizing, but it's just a game made in Japan. Xbox gamers are like, oh, it's not Call of Duty though. No, it's not Halo. Don't care. That is just what seems to sell better over there. So, yeah, I think Sony is actually the best fit for this. Sony, or maybe even a Capcom to to actually fund the money to get it over the line and then take their cut. It'd be a shame to see the studio die so soon as well. So Halo Studios has reportedly ditched its Battle Royale project to develop a Halo extraction shooter. It was rumored that a Battle Royale had already been built for Halo Infinite in the past, but then they ditched it due to backlash because everyone was getting sick of, we don't want Battle Royales in games. And they're like, the only BR that's going to be in our games, the Battle Rifle, huh? Cringe. I actually think that Halo would actually work well as a Battle Royale, to be quite honest. Whether you're a Sparta or an ODST that gets shot onto this planet and then has to, like, fight. Kind of like, I mean, in a way, kind of like the end of, I guess that ended up being more of a firefight mode, but kind of like the end of Halo Reach. Yeah, I think that they shouldn't just be trend chasing. I don't think an extraction shooter, like, I guess you could do it as, like, an ODST, because they're not Spartans. Just, I don't know, man. I know as well, technically, the multiplayer, the PvP never made sense for Spartans fighting Spartans, but just, Halo Studios just needs to stop fucking trend chasing and actually start looking at what made Halo great. Halo was a fucking pioneer, you know, in this space. And now they're just trying to be like everyone else, which is a shame. Because I stand by Halo Infinite was actually legitimately a good game, but they made a live service game with no fucking service. They just stopped putting content in it. And they're like, well, we'll add the Forge mode in a year's time, and then people will add their own content. They didn't have a fucking Slayer playlist out the gate. It's all just team mode shit, which you gotta have just fucking Slayer. Come on, man. What are we doing? So, yeah, I just think we're gonna keep seeing Halo Studios just drop the fucking ball until something happens. You're not a Halo guy, are you? Are you, Stephen?
No, but that stems from didn't have an Xbox, and yeah, only in recent years had an appreciation for the first person shooters. So like, I can understand that it's like it was quite the phenomenon. But I will say it was fun when we were playing modded Halo 1 with the dumb guns.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very funny. Cursed Halo is a lot of fun. I also wasn't a Halo guy historically. I played a tiny bit at friends' houses just in, you know, PvP on the original Xbox, and I was like, I don't really get it. And it was until I played Halo 3. I played it with, shout out to our boy Peter, I played it with him and his now boss, his nearly brother-in-law. I played Gears of War with them, and that was what actually sold me on getting an Xbox. And I played a little Halo with them, and I was like, oh yeah. And then when I bought my own Xbox, it came with Halo 3 and Gears of War. Great combo. And after I finished Gears, because I tried to play Halo, and I'm like, I'm still not feeling it. I played Gears of War, I was like, yeah, this fucking rules. And then I'm like, I'll try Halo again, and it just clicked. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. I went back, played Halo 1, and I was like, this is one of the best games of all time. This fucking rules. And then I was sold, but it took me a while. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't an overnight thing for me. But it's crazy to think about. I feel like Halo at its prime is probably bigger than any one PlayStation IP at all as well. Like, it's actually pretty crazy to think about that they dropped the ball so hard. Like, Halo in its prime's bigger than, biggest PlayStation IP now, I would say, is probably God of War overall. And I think Halo in its prime was way bigger than God of War. I think Halo in its prime is bigger than God of War is now. God of War is massive. But Halo is not what it once was.
So I remember back in the day, I think it was like for Halo 2, go over to a mate's house and he would just have it on the projector.
And you blasted Breaking Benjamin all day.
Yeah, how'd you know?
Blow me away.
But no, we'll do like 4 of us playing, and then someone would always be having a whinge. It's like, stop screen watching. It's like, we're on a fucking projector. It's kind of hard not to accidentally get a glance of where you are. glances at the right
I'm looking
time.
at a big screen. I got peripheral vision.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And dude, Halo also is one of the best theme songs of all time. Like, just the fucking Gregorian chants and stuff, and then just like, we're gonna have real hard electric guitar, and you're like, this fucking rules, bro. This is so cool. Because Marty O'Donnell, yeah, bro, he made the fuck out of a soundtrack, eh? Good shit. So, Ashish Sharma, the head of the Xbox, has announced that Microsoft is returning to using Xbox for its gaming division instead of Microsoft Gaming. He said Xbox needs to be our identity. I think this says to me that Phil Spencer was really not in charge in that home stretch, eh? I think that it was Microsoft Gaming and Xbox was kind of a we're moving this internally. We're making this a Microsoft brand instead of its own thing. And then I think now they've said new CEO and she's like, no, this needs to be its own thing. Which I think's good. I don't think you're gonna make good games in a corporate Microsoft culture. I think that you need your creative things to be a bit separate. Like, yes, Xbox's business should probably be more business focused.
Yeah.
But the games need to be completely like siloed away from the corporate Microsoft that will just fucking eat it alive because they're not a creative business. It's like a fucking services business. So yes, I'm still once again saying these first 60 days of Asha Sharma is actually just, I've given her layups. This is shit that's been in the pipeline. I'm still happy to say, hey, this was under your tenure. I'm still happy to give you the credit, but what time's really going to tell next year. Like I said, I'm happy to give her 2 years and then look and go, look, you've had enough time to get things going. What have you got? So, and these are still points for her. Because they've also rebranded with a new logo. The green X on a black background looks a bit closer to the old logos from back in the day. And I think it's a good look. I think they're trying to channel as well a bit at Xbox 360 and original Xbox energy because they want to go back to the fucking glory days of when people wanted to buy their consoles. You know? But the reason people bought original Xboxes and Xbox 360s was because you couldn't play Halo on PlayStation. That was the biggest reason. And there was a heap of good games. I like the weird Xbox, like, you know, Links to Time Sweeper and Grabbed by the Ghoulies. Voodoo Vince. I really, really enjoyed Voodoo Vince. I didn't get as much time with the other ones because I didn't own it. But Voodoo Vince was a lot of fun, man. I just remember this really stupid thing. You go to the cinema and it's like 2 ninja movies for the price of 3. Fucking, that's a dumb game, bro. I like Voodoo Vince.
No.
There was this charming and there was a bit of edginess to Xbox as well. So they're trying to get that energy back.
Well, I remember as a kid, like, had a PS2, but the one time I felt like I was missing out for not having an Xbox was Oddworld Munch's Odyssey.
I'm going to be honest, though, I played a bit of that game at EB Games. I wasn't feeling it.
I played it nowadays, and I was just like, I like it platformy. I like it 2D. Yeah. He runs too fast.
But yeah, visually at the time as well, we were like, damn, this looks good. They had, you know, they had an Ethernet jack directly on the console as well. Like, you didn't have to get some fucking adapter or anything. Like, because they were starting to promote Xbox Live and online play. They had a built-in hard drive. Like, they had a controller for man hands, you know. They were doing, and yes, look, the original Xbox controllers, questionable, but 360 controller was fucking superb. Excellent.
Original Xbox controllers were like an overstuffed croissant.
The Duke. The other one, no, people don't. I don't know if people actually call it the Duchess, but people started calling the other one the Duchess, the smaller controller. But yeah, man, they were cooking. They really fucking wanted it. They wanted it so bad, and they were the Microsoft had this scrappy underdog. Yeah, man. It's so cool to look back on it as someone who wasn't that kind of. I was like, I'm a PlayStation gamer, and look back on this now, I was like, man, they were fucking making waves. It was cool as fuck. That's what I say, man. I don't know. I don't think Xbox is gonna. Because it was like earlier when we started with this podcast, I'm like, I actually do think I like the Xbox ecosystem more, but they just kept fucking up, and I'm like, I just can't be bothered with you. You know, I still like Game Pass on PC has actually been pretty mid so far this year. They definitely need better offerings, which are coming. They definitely are. But talking about Xbox is so fun. Talking about Nintendo and PlayStation is just kind of boring. There's nothing that exciting going on for the most part in those ecosystems. It's just like they've got a new game, or PlayStation's like, oh, we've got our one first party game this year. Xbox is putting out fires all the fucking time, and it makes it so exciting to talk about and speculate because they're in such an they've got themselves in such a shitty position from their terrible decisions. but I love it. It's good fun, man. It's good fun. So, last bit of Xbox news as well. Technically, the next one is Discord Nitro will now include Xbox Game Pass Starter Edition, which has over 50 games, including Fallout 4, Grounded, and Stardew Valley. So, I guess the idea with this is there's a handful of games you can play in there, and then they were like, hey, pay for Ultimate, you get all these games. You like the Outer Worlds? No? Fuck you. But yeah, I think it sets the idea to get, you know, as a gateway to get people to Game Pass. It's a cool idea. It's cool to partner with someone like Discord. I don't give a fuck about Discord Nitro. Just doesn't interest me. But I think it's a good idea to have gamer voice chat paired with a Game Pass thing to get people interested. You know.
Interesting.
Dude, this would have blown our minds back in the day. Warner's released a song for Diablo 4, and honestly, it's not bad, but it really makes me think, what year is this, bro? What fucking year is this? Horn and Diablo. Diablo was one of the first PC games I really got into as well growing up. I played the fuck out of Diablo 1. Shout out to a boy. Shout out to my boy James in my rugby team that gave me the Hellfire expansion pack. Shout out. What a guy. We were just two guys in the team. He was like a big moldy boy. And he just wasn't that interested in playing rugby. And he just got to, I wasn't interested in playing rugby. I was kind of, my mum was like, you're going to play rugby. You can't grow up in New Zealand and not play rugby. And we just wanted to play video games. So I'd hang out at his place, and then I saw Hellfire. I was like, that's so cool. And back then, there wasn't as much like licensing. So he gave me the disc, and I brought it home. He borrowed my Ratchet and Clank. Cool. He had a demo disc, and that's when I first played Ratchet and Clank 2 or Ratchet and Clank 3, like demo. It's cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Shout out to old mate James. He's a legend. Yes, but Korn and Diablo, I'm like, yeah, this feels fitting. This is what the 30-year-old dudes will be like. Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, a lot of millennials would be like, this speaks to me.
Yeah, and I played like 20 hours of Diablo 4, and it was decent. It just didn't blow me away. I was like, this is good, but I started. You know, one of my biggest peeves in games is when the enemies don't react. You don't have to fight different enemies differently. You fight them all in the same way, and that's like one of my biggest peeves. So every single combat encounter, except for boss fights in Diablo 4, I just started having the same, use this ability, then this ability, then this ability every single time, and that's when I fell off, because I was like, I'm not rewarded for actually experimenting in combat. It's just do it the same way every single time and reap the same results. That's one of my big problems with stuff like that. So the Steam controller, like a review of the Steam controller had leaked, and then a lot more happened. Way more happened. We're like, oh shit, it leaked, and then they deleted it. Oh, cool. It looks like it's going to be $100, and then they very quickly announced it, like a couple of days later, and then they fucking released it, and it sold out in 30 minutes. All stock. So the reviews were pretty positive, which is really cool to see. So it's more expensive than a standard controller, but less expensive than a lot of premium controllers. It's got a lot more features than a lot of the standard ones. Like, you could argue the DualSense has got some that it doesn't have as well, but this has got a lot that doesn't have. So it is in this weird kind of middle ground, which is cool. One of the complaints people are having is that it doesn't feel real premium, like the plastic on it. Like a lot of controllers have a different texturing. Like, I found out it's 8-bit do, not 8-bit do, but there's a different texture on the back, which is a little more grippy. And they don't have that on the Steam controller. It's a bit more smooth and slippery. So a lot of people were like, it'd be nice if they had that, or some potential rubber grips. But there's a way around that, because Valve have released the CAD files for it, and you can print your own fucking cases, and you can do mods and stuff with the controller, which is really cool. I love that about Valve. They're just like, here you go. Here's the schematic. Go for it. Enjoy. So yeah, I definitely want one. We're going to need to parallel import them in New Zealand, and it's going to cost more money, but I want one to play around with. I love hardware. Just a big fucking nerd. And just, I want to see if I can get used to the touchpads.
What I'd like is, if you get one, you playing a game, but the camera's just on your hands.
Speaking of the hands, I do have a story for you. I was going to tell you before, but I forgot. So I'll tell you.
This man likes hardware.
Yeah, this is something as well. It's one of those things. It's like, I could tell this yarn right now. It's like, it's super unrelated. But yeah, I love hardware, bro. I just do. I'd have fucking so many different controllers if I could justify it, just for the sake of it. But there's so many controllers in New Zealand that are like $400 now, and you're like, I ain't spending that. I paid like $800 for my PlayStation 5. I'm not spending half of that money on a fucking controller. Are you kidding me? That ain't happening.
$800 for a PS5 must be nice.
Yeah, compared to now, bro. I didn't even get an early. I was years, or over a year behind, and then yeah. To be fair, I might have paid slightly more, but it wasn't much more than $800.
It's like the third price hike.
Yeah. That great transition I did that time. I'll tell tales about that one day. PlayStation 5 is going up in price. Yeah, but Valve's also confirmed that they are hard at work on the Steam Deck too. But there's no updates yet. The rumours are 2028 for that, but we'll see. I imagine it's just trying to figure out all the hardware they want. I heard people talking about as well. They were like, people don't talk about how much of an upgrade the OLED Steam Deck was over the LCD, because apparently the performance was actually quite a bit better because there's less power draw on the screen. So performance and battery life was actually increased on it. People are like, yeah, it's just a screen, but it's actually pretty significant. People are saying as well, Valve aren't just going to do a hardware upgrade, like revision for the sake of it. They will do it if they're like, we actually have something to offer. This is also why Half-Life 3 doesn't exist, because they're like, we don't want to just put out a game for the sake of it. We want to put out something that's like truly game changing. Yeah. Valve also received shipments of their Steam machines. So I think we're going to likely see them shipping within the next few months, would be my guess. But we will see. They received 50 tons of goods from China, and it was labelled as game consoles. What could that be? It could be anything. So, yeah. And I imagine, though, if they're getting the shipment from them, maybe China's just making the consoles, then they've got to load the software, do whatever testing, box them up, and then ship them out. So, it could be a few months. 50 tons. Valve's not a big company. It's going to take them a while. Capcom games have already generated around $400 million in revenue just on Steam so far in 2026. And look, games are expensive to make. That might not be them making all that money back, but that's not including consoles as well. And they've released 3 out of 4 of their big titles they've announced so far this year. We still got Onimusha, which, looking at it, bro, this could be the best one. This game looks so fucking good. So yeah, Capcom killing it as always. Love to see it. 2K and Denuvo are working together to brick your game requiring an always online connection. These games with this version of Denuvo will now use a fixed offline authorization token that expires roughly 14 days whether your hardware or operating system has changed. Very cringe for offline gamers. So it's not so bad if you're like an NBA 2K player and you're playing it online all the time. But if you're someone who, I'm going to take my handheld overseas with me or whatever, and you're just not planning on connecting it, oh, your 14 days is up. You got to reconnect. It just shows you as well how little ownership you have over your games. You know?
License to play.
Yeah. And even on disc, they are technically a license, but how the fuck can they take the disc away from you, you know? And look, we're Steam players primarily, right? We understand that this is, you know, we have chosen an ecosystem that is all digital. But Valve just doesn't do this shit. Yeah. Like, yes, there are Denuvo games on Steam, but Valve just allows them to do that. And the main problem I have with Denuvo isn't even the anti-piracy stuff. I don't really have a problem with that. My main problem with it is it decreases game performance by sometimes up to 30%, and that's just significant. If you've got a PC that's barely scraping 60 frames, you're losing 30% of your frames. That sucks, bro. That's fucking bullshit. So yeah, I'm not a fan of this either. We've got another DRM chat up ahead. Should be. The Rockstar Games apparently holds a grudge against Jason Schreier. So this is a fun one. In November 2026, he leaked the trailer date a day early for GTA 6. Rockstar lead character artist stated that the team did not want him snooping around their company or projects. Reports also claimed that the company president, Sam Houser, considered delaying the official announcement specifically to spite him. That would have been so funny. Yeah, man. Jason Schreier is very good at his job. He's a very good journalist. He's just a bit of a slime ball at times, and he just kind of sucks. I'm not a fan of him as a person, but he is a very good journalist. But I remember with all that Blizzard stuff, and it was like he's always sexual harassment allegations and stuff, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I've heard about this. I'm building something that, you know, I'll be putting out something soon." Yeah, he didn't put out an article. He decided to write an entire fucking book about it and not publish any of the shit online, and just made a book so he could. And look, you're entitled. You do your hard work. I understand, but it just felt kind of slimy. It's like you're a journalist, bro.
Where's your integrity?
Yeah, it's just a bit. So yeah, Rockstar, not a fan of him. I said I love that part that they were like, we should delay the announcement just to spite Jason Schreier. It's so funny, being that petty. It'd be good. Also, you can't fault for being like, oh, the day before the trailer, be like, a games journalist is like, I'm releasing a trailer. But at the same time, man, let them have their moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's different reporting on something that's already happened, and you're reporting on it. It's like, this company sucks and is ripping these people off or whatever. But let them have their moment and release their trailer. You know, just let them have it. How often are they going to get to release their own trailer without people knowing for fucking Grand Theft Auto? Probably never, because I can't slot you. You know, I'm not Mr. Defend a big corporation. That's just not what we normally do. But in this case, I'm like, man, why can't we just let people release trailers and stuff? We don't have to keep leaking people shit. Just let them push it out. You just, when you hear it's like this game's gone into development, and you just hear like a leak or something, and it's gone like very, very early stages, and then people are like hyping it up for years, like, be like, oh, this game's going to come, it's going to come out, right? This is not a specific example right now. I'm not talking about GTA, but then 7 years pass, people are like, what's happened with that game? It's like they haven't even announced it. Just fucking let them cook. Just shut up. Let them fucking cook. It's fine. It's fine. This is all part of it. A developer's got Minecraft running on the Nintendo GameCube. I just thought it was a cool wee thing. I saw it. Blocky, cube game for cube console. It's kind of fun.
I always wanted
Why not?
I always wanted a GameCube when I was younger. I also just think it's for a console, it's just very aesthetically pleasing. The purple, the cube.
Really, I just love, six-sided shapes and the colour purple. At the end of the day, that's what it really comes down to.
Yeah.
They're also, it's a pretty small console as well, eh? Like, it's pretty compact.
Yep. And
the handle on it, oh, you're going to take this bad boy places.
Yeah. And also, I'm pretty sure, like, it had online features, like you can play online. It was just a feature they didn't really advertise.
Yeah. Dude, though, playing any Nintendo game online is just fucking appalling, though. They are so bad to play online. Everything just is awful. It's just, I mean, I don't know for Switch 2, but I played games online on the Switch, bro. You were dealing with so much fucking lag. It was terrible. So I imagine it was real bad in the GameCube era too. But still cool. Still cool that they had it. Toyota's now selling front car seats with wheels on them as gaming chairs. Roughly $3,100 US. But that shit looks so comfortable, bro. My work car's a Toyota Corolla. Oh, dude, it's comfy. I get why they're selling these chairs, but it's a little ridiculous. But I love it. They're pretty fun. Game studio Spiders, the makers of Greedfall and Steel Rising, which, look, I've been meaning to get around to Steel Rising for like 3 years now. It just hasn't happened for me. Are shutting down. They're like a AA studio, known for making pretty decent games that just fell a bit short. This appears to be linked to Nakon's financial struggles as well, because I believe Nakon may have owned them, but they also published their games. So it's sad. It's sad to see. Spiders had a lot of potential, and I know they never quite reached their full potential. Didn't go see Guru unlock potential. We got to do it, mate. Welcome to the Grand Tour.
Grand Tour.
But yeah, it's sad to see, man, because they really did have a lot of potential. They had good ideas. It was just, I don't know if they didn't seem to have big budgets, so it's tough. Were you ever interested in any of Spider's games?
I had an ex who was real hyped about Greedfall, and I watched her play a bit of that. Didn't really do much for me, but I was just like, oh, no, this looks nice. But that's the only Spiders game I've heard of.
Yeah, I don't remember. Look, and we're not gonna name this ex, but I think I remember you being like, ex-girlfriend who was like, I love Western RPGs. Boyfriend who's like, I love JRPGs. Just didn't play each other's games.
No. But yes,
yeah.
you're bang on the money. I liked my JRPGs, and she's just like, no. She plays her with, like, got excited for what was that first person Western RPG. I know that it came out quite recently.
Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Nope.
What's the setting?
You look like you've got people have like flower or like floral Parasites or something. Is it...
Oh, I know the one now. I know the one made by Obsidian, I think.
Oh, what is that? What is that?
Let me have a look. We're gonna find this. We're gonna do the professional podcasting right now. Right fucking now. We're gonna find you game. Avowed.
That's the one. Avowed.
Yeah.
Like she
yeah,
was,
yeah. I just couldn't remember the name.
like she was super hyped for it. Like even like after we broke up, she sent me a snap saying, was like so excited for this, and I'm pretty sure I just sent a snap back of me playing I wanna say, Infinite Wealth or something, and I was like, I got this.
Checks out. Very on brand. So Xbox mode is starting to roll out on Windows 11. So this is supposed to improve gaming performance by stopping Windows background tasks and just being able to allocate the resources better to the games. But yeah, so it's they've said that they want to make it PC gaming more immersive overall. And from what it sounds like, they're trying to target the metric of Steam OS's performance because Steam OS is outperforming Windows these days. So that's good. I love how Valve is just this small company by comparison, and everybody seems to be scared of like what Valve is doing. Like just on paper, Valve probably is not going to surpass these companies in terms of, well, they're not going to surpass fucking Microsoft. However, people are they're like, oh, fuck. This small company's beating us at our own game. So, lighting a lot of fires under people, which is great.
Yeah,
I'm starting to see Valve as a real threat.
which means hopefully people will up their game in consumerism.
100%. What do I want to say? But yes, they've said, the update's starting to roll out. Check it and see if you've got it. And I've checked multiple days, and I do not have fucking Xbox mode on my PC. I don't know why, because I've done all my Windows updates. So.
John Microsoft message you, it's like, check again. Nah, nothing.
Check again, nerd. Man, I liked when they Microsoft were first doing the AI and they called it Cortana. You're like, oh, that's cool. It's like the Halo stuff. They're like, actually now it's Copilot. Which, look, I stand by. I think Copilot's a good name because the idea is that the other Copilot, you're the pilot, right? You're the one doing the hard work. It's there. It's assisting you. I do think it is a good name, and I think Microsoft very rarely names things well. To be fair, Internet Explorer, kind of a good name too.
Yeah,
it's kind of a fun name. It's a shame that there's a shit product. So Microsoft Edge, what does that mean? What does that mean, bro? On the edge of what?
Do you remember the old back in the day browser, Netscape Navigator?
I never dabbled. I wasn't an old internet guy. We never had dial-up. We went straight to broadband.
Really?
We had a 1 gig cap broadband plan back in the day. So I never got to experience it because my mum's like, what if someone tries to call us on the phone? And I'm like, who cares, cunt? Shut up. That's what I said when I was 8 years old. And then my mum bitch slapped me. Damn nearly killed me. Gang shit.
Smacked you so hard in the head you grew up like an inch shorter than what you could have been.
Yeah, I would have been as tall as my older brother. That bitch, she took this away from me. No, but yeah, she just wasn't interested in dial-up. And then once broadband became a thing, and it was, because that jet stream where it's like you could use the internet and the phone line, that shit was fucking expensive. So we ain't doing that. So yeah, never got to dabble old internet stuff like that.
I only used it I want to say singular digits.
Yeah, wasn't It's kind of the era. Wow, the people slightly older than us, like 5 years older than us, probably remember that kind of stuff better. So, Troy Baker is a voice actor best known for voicing Joel in The Last of Us, Higgins in Death Stranding, and Booker in BioShock. is looking to start his own gaming development studio. He has said that he's always wanted to do it, and he's always wanted to tell stories. So I think it's a cool idea. He said, though, he plans to start off really, really slow. It's not like going to be a overnight we're going to have the studio. It's very, very slow that he wants to do it, which is cool. But I think this is a cool idea. I mean, anything he works on is going to have good voice talent anyway, just like, because he's a great, very talented voice actor. So, yeah, why not branch out a bit, eh?
He was also the voice actor for Delson in Infamous Second Son.
He was too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very talented. People are like, oh, Troy Baker's voicing another character in this thing. You're like, motherfucker, tell me you could tell it was him from how he sounded. There's no fucking way. He's so good. And then you get people like Keith David. I love Keith David. He's amazing. But you hear him and you go, that's Keith David. You hear Nolan North, you go, it's Nolan North. Troy Baker is so good that you don't realize it's him, like, probably 70% of the time. He just sounds like a character. Dude's super talented. Yeah. I'm interested to see what he puts out. Hopefully he can live up to the hype a bit, because it's not easy. GameStop's trying to buy eBay for $54 billion. eBay's about 4 times the size of GameStop. But look, they're going to try it on. So I don't really know what the play is here for them to own eBay. Like, are they wanting to have their own shit listed through their own platform, which is eBay, or they're trying to do more buying and selling and they take a cut? I don't really know what the end game is here, but I'm sure they'll come out and say it at some point. So the CEO of GameStop started listing his own rare gaming collectibles on eBay. And he's like, I'm going to do this to help pay for the eBay acquisition. Then eBay ended up banning his account. But I don't know if they banned it. They hasn't been said why at this stage. I imagine it's like his auctions are probably getting heaps of traffic on them, and possibly like fraudulent kind of bids and stuff to kind of take the piss. So I don't know, man. I don't think this is going to happen. I don't think it's going to go through. Like, because they'll have to borrow a heap of money. GameStop's already a company that's not doing well. I hate this thing. It's very American to be like, this company is 4 times bigger than us. We're going to buy them. Like,
are you?
Shouldn't they be buying you? I mean, you wouldn't want to buy GameStop anyway. And especially not GameStop stock. No, I know that it's gone up, but I got in too late because I don't want to blame. I'm not going to blame Script. I'm not blaming him. But when he was saying about the thing, and he's like, look at all this information, and you have to buy some stock because you'll be able to sell it back for tens of thousands of dollars. Look at it. And I'm like, all right. And it's just gone down 50%. That's all that's happened. So yeah, I don't want to, he's going to listen to this. I don't want to make him feel bad. I had the own free will to say no, and I did it. I caved like a fool. This is on me. Yeah. We'll see what happens. I'm sure my stock's just going to be fucking more devalued by the time they try to buy this shit.
Probably better than
Metal Gear Solid 2. Oh, sorry, go on.
I was going to say one stock, and I was like, oh, is that giving up too much information?
One stock.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Metal Gear Solid 2 source code has leaked. So the files originate from Amateur Studios, who they'd worked on the PS Vita port of the game back in the day. The leaks include builds for the PS2, Xbox, PC, and Vita. And it's going to massively help the modding community, which is awesome. They also leaked a bunch. There was like a bunch of cut content, and there was like some pre 9/11 scripting that they had to alter, obviously, because it's a big deal. Yeah, I love how Hideo Kojima had talked about how he played Half-Life and was like, "Holy shit!" and it ended up like, and it ended up like shaping his like. He was like, "No one's doing this kind of stuff." And, like development for Metal Gear Solid 2. Mina the Hollower finally has a release date. So 29th of May. It's going to be 20 USD. Great news. But I feel silly because I kickstarted it and it was 20 USD. And you're like, I'm kickstarting it so I get the better price. No, you just paid money for this 5 years early and then we're going to charge everyone the same price. I'm like, oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Thanks, I guess. Thanks for the wallpaper I got for the pre-order.
I still.
But
there you go.
no, I don't want to.
Yeah, all right, fair. No, I was just gonna.
Can't make me.
I was gonna say I still haven't finished the first game I ever backed through Kickstarter. I paid like $30 to have like my name in the end credits. I think.
And you haven't even seen your name.
No. Maybe I'll get around to finishing Chroma Squad.
Oh, Chroma Squad. That's a throwback.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, man. Meat of the Hollow. I mean, Shovel Knight, I think, is it in my top? It might be in my top 10 all time, to be honest. Definitely in the top 20. I think Shovel Knight's a fucking masterpiece. I think it's just a perfect, amazing game. The music is fucking 10 out of 10, like incredible. This is for our theme song. This was some of the notes I gave to Totally Porf. Shout out. I gave Porf like I'm looking for something that's a bit of this, a bit of I think Guile's theme, like a bit of, but just like random like things of like, look, I'm not saying they've got to be this, but we want fighting game thing because of the name No Scrubs and so on. And then I was like, these are the kind of things that I think would be good to take inspiration from, and came up with our theme, which is fucking excellent. So yeah, I really like Yacht Club. I think you'd like this game as well, being very Game Boy Color inspired. I'm looking forward to playing it.
Reminds me a lot of like the Legend of Zelda Capcom games for Game Boy Color, Oracle of Seasons.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I had Oracle of Seasons. I didn't know until recently that if you beat the game, you get a code, and you combine it with a code that you get in Oracle of Ages, and then you get like a secret boss fight.
Damn, that's pretty cool.
And if you use and the code, if you use it in this other game as well, you get bonuses for doing it as well, which is real cool.
That's man.
I'll have to look into, was it actually Capcom that developed those, or did Capcom publish? I can't remember. There's something like that, but they were involved. A new Star Fox game has been announced today, which was a surprise. It's heavily based on Star Fox 64. Does look very furry bait in a little uncanny valley. But it's got the fan favourites of Fox, Falco, Slippy, Wolf, you know. It's got all those Smash players. Well, Smash characters. Which, well, Fox, Falco, and Wolf are. But Slippy is the name of what people use to play Melee online on PC. It's essentially a mod. So, yeah, it's cool, man. I'm glad they're getting something. People were like, oh, man, it should be its own thing instead. But I think they'll probably test the waters where we'll make it heavily inspired by the Nintendo 64 game. And if it does well, then they might do another one.
I like that, testing the waters.
Yeah, I think Nintendo's really clever about this stuff, right? Because... And I like that they have franchises that have not sold well historically. Star Fox has not been a big seller, but those characters are popular through Smash. You've also got a Metroid. Metroid is not a popular franchise by sales numbers. It is by word of mouth. People talk about how much they love Metroid. Barely anyone fucking plays these games by sales numbers. It's crazy. However, they still keep making Metroid games because they love their IP. I think it's really fucking cool. Yeah, we'll sell fucking 30 million copies of Luigi's Mansion or whatever. We'll make up for this Metroid game not making as much money. Oh, I didn't mute my microphone. I pressed the button. I felt a little tactile click, but did not mute.
I heard it. Oh!
So, yeah. Fire Emblem historically did not sell well until many years later, right? And now it does sell well, and I think it's partly because they put 1 billion fucking characters in Smash, and people started playing them and go, oh, I should play this game that Martha's from. And now Fire Emblem, like, from 3 houses on the Switch, sold real fucking well. So I think Nintendo's just showing, like, bro, if you just persist, these franchises can fucking start having legs. And I really like that about Nintendo. Like, these other ones, like, sometimes you only get one game.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you get the Order 1886, and then go, wasn't successful enough, see you later. I really liked that game. I thought the game was fun. Was it too short? Yes. Visually, was it fucking amazing for the time? Yeah, it looked fucking great. I liked the story, I liked the world, and I like, didn't sell enough units, see you later. You don't get a second one. Nintendo just don't operate like that. They're like, oh, this didn't sell that well. Well, except for ARMS. They haven't touched ARMS again. I wish they would.
Yeah.
I didn't play ARMS because I thought it was all motion controls. And now when I look at it, I'm like, I don't want to pay $100 for it now. But I still want to play ARMS, bro. I'm telling you. They made 1 ARMS but 3 Splatoons. Splatoon actually sells real well. So it makes sense. But we will get another ARMS eventually. It could be another 10 years, bro, but they'll fucking do it.
Cool.
ARMS is so charming, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about ARMS. I'm really quite enamored with it. I dig it, man. This is going to be an ARMS fucking fan podcast purely about aesthetics because I haven't played the game.
We call it Arms Race.
Dude, write that down. I think I might have played the demo with the motion controls, and back in the day, yeah. I don't even know Nintendo do demos, but I swear to God I played like a snippet. So, yeah, shout out ARMS. That was a fucking... It just went off the rails talking about ARMS, bro. I am tired. We got one more bit of news, though. One more bit. It's about PlayStation's DRM. So this was a hot topic recently. So PlayStation DRM, used by Sony Interactive Entertainment, controls access to games through account-based licenses and console settings. Digital games equal licenses tied to your account, not permanent ownership, which no. Primary console games work offline, can be shared with other users on that system, and this is the thing. This is the thing that people are up in arms about, because they thought it was all of them, but it said secondary brackets non-primary. So you can set up your account on a second console that you can play games on. They require periodic online checks to verify your license. So if you have two consoles, you've got one in your bedroom, one in the lounge. The lounge is the main one, and you're just using your one in the bedroom offline for some reason, which you probably wouldn't because you want the cloud saves to go over. But if you were, if it hasn't checked in 30 days, those games won't be able to play the games. Disc games kind of work as a physical key, so there's no issues with those at all. And your subscriptions, like your PlayStation Plus games, only work while that is active. So, yeah, I mean, the big thing for them is it's anti-piracy measures. Apparently what people were doing was they would go refund a game, take their console offline, and then still be able to play the game. And the refund is already about to process. You play through the entire game, delete it, take your console online. It goes, oh yeah, we've checked in now. You can, this game is no longer part of your account, and you've already just spent 20 hours on it offline. Cheated the system. And that's kind of what they're trying to get rid of. My problem was Sony took 4 days to fucking make a statement or anything. And I heard people saying, oh yeah, but they were trying not to draw attention to this piracy issue that was happening. You need to make a fucking statement. It doesn't matter. Yes, you're trying to protect yourself in this situation, but when people are throwing around this, oh, they've changed PlayStation DRM, you have to be online or otherwise you can't play these games you've already bought, and just spreading technically true information, but it's secondary consoles, but it is slight misinformation. You need to fucking act on that fast. You need to set the record straight real fast. Because I know people who still think, oh, I need to have this online or I can't check it. Look, most people, if you're downloading digital games, you're going to have permanent access to the internet. So it's probably not going to be an issue. But I heard of this very anecdotal kind of case of someone said that they're a submariner, right? They go under the sea for 60 days at a time. And they're like, I won't be able to play these PlayStation games that I've bought because I'm not going to have internet for 60 days. But as we've now found, it is secondary console. If this is your primary, you will not be affected. I think I get why they're doing it, but man, when you compare to Steam, if I put my Steam account on my Lounge PC, there aren't any restrictions. I can just play the games. All of it. Their PC could be offline for ages and I can still play the games. Some games will have their own DRM and will stop you, but in general, it's not an issue.
Also,
not.
You're saying how you saw the word Astroneer, and it's like, oh, I'm not sure how it's pronounced or whatnot. That's how I felt when you said Submariner. I was like, that's right, it's not pronounced Submariner.
Yeah. That word doesn't sound weird to me because when you look at one of the most famous style of Rolexes is the Rolex Submariner. So I've heard it many times when I've been watching videos about watches on YouTube because I've got to get my autism out somehow. Right now I've got on a Samsung because I couldn't be bothered putting a nice watch on for once. Yeah. So, yeah, I think as well, like, what's cool about Steam is you can put your Steam account on so many different devices. And yes, it'll be like, hey, you got to sign back in, but I could just go sign in on another PC, download a game and play it. There's not going to be any weird restrictions or anything. Like PlayStation's like, you can only have a primary and a secondary. That's it. Steve's like, bro, you can put this account on fucking 50 computers as long as you're not on there playing games at the same time, you're sweet. But we also have the sharing as well. It's like, yeah, mate, was it 5 or 6 people in your fucking library that you can go, yeah, mate, they can play all the same games, right? Yeah, go. Oh, you've got Kingdom Come Deliverance too? Yeah, bro. You can, well, actually, let's be honest, Scriptlet has Kingdom Come Deliverance too. It's like, yeah, bro, you can play that. Don't worry about it. Steam's just, Valve and Steam, they're just a lot more generous with that. Look, you could argue they're going to get less sales of these games. And maybe if you are a game developer, you might be like, well, I don't want to put my game on Steam because you could have 6 people play it in the Steam family and only one person's bought it. But I think that's more of an outlier case, ultimately. So, yeah, it is a shame to see this kind of intrusive DRM, but it is very outlier cases when you're going to encounter this, I think. Right, the games we're playing. So I really need to get back to Pragmata. Sorry, Pragmata, I think it's pronounced, but I'm going to call it Pragmata because I think it sounds better. If you're a fucking Nier Automata fan, if you're an Automata fan and you want to call me out for pronouncing Pragmata wrong, look, fair. That's the game, baby. I got to play by the rules.
Pragmata.
Pragmata, mate. It's supposed to be a J. Pragmata. What they called it in India.
Praj Mahal.
So I need to get back to Pragmata though. It's unfortunately Vampire Crawlers came out and just consumed my fucking week, bro. It just did. Steven gushed about this last episode, so I won't go on too much, but it is in first person as you're kind of crawling around the dungeon. Dude, I got so proficient at this just playing on the fucking keyboard, like just with like WASD.
Yeah.
I wasn't using the mouse anymore. I was just like tap, 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 just in space, boom, 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 boom. It's craziest way to play. I think it's the best way, but my hands started cramping. and I had to start bringing the mouse out again on the other hand because I was so addicted. But I wasn't going to put the game down because I'm a fucking idiot. But just the combo system's so nice in it. Like, you know, you got cards, 0, 1, 2, 3, and then, they scale up even more as well. You're just playing these ones where you're like, oh, I'll play the 0 cost, which will give me more damage, and then I'll play this one cost that'll give me more mana, and then you hit them with a big 2 cost, and then a 3 cost, and constantly the cards are multiplying up and up and up. And then you have other ones that are like carry on the combo cards. So you play this one that carries on the combo, and then I can start the combo again. You play 0, it costs 1, 2, 3, 4. And while you play that kind of combo card, you can start back at a card that costs 0 mana, but it doesn't break your combo. So these are doing more and more damage. And one that's like, the one that will give you 2 mana for 1, which will cost you 1 mana to play, is now giving you fucking like 16 mana because your combo's so fucking high. Like, it just gets outrageous, like the scaling on it. You've got so many characters to choose from as well. So ones are like, if you play a yellow kind of card, then you draw a card. And if this one's like, you play a yellow card, it's like gain an additional mana. So you're just going, cool, I'll pair these 2 characters together, and you're just doing absurd fucking combos. I never broke the economy of the game, like scripted. And my boss also did. He told me he told me tonight. He sent me a message. I got to reply to him after this. He killed the Orange Reaper tonight. He had 2 million gold because he broke the economy, and then got the deal damage based on your gold and just fucking destroyed him. So hell yeah, brother. Yeah. So my only real complaint with this, I felt some of the levels felt a little long. You're like, I've been on this level for an hour, bro. I just want to fucking get through. I would have liked the levels to be slightly shorter and maybe slightly more, but I got all the achievements in 21 hours, and I was like, bro, I'm happy to put this down. Those 21 hours were beautiful, amazing, perfect. Like I said earlier, this is a Game of the Year contender. I really think, like, I played Slay the Spire 2. Yes, I liked it. I think Slay the Spire 2's got probably... It is more of a... This is more of like a... It sounds really dumb. There's more of a vibes. You know, these combos 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, right? Just kind of easy combos. Slay the Spire is definitely... you've got to think a lot harder about these game-breaking combos and shit you can do. But Slay the Spire 2 is just Slay the Spire 1.5, right? Really. Like, yes, it's early access. There is going to be more to come. But, man, I just thought this game was so much more fun to me. It just did so... It was so much more different and out there than Slay the Spire, you know, which I also love. But, yeah, man, this game is exceptional. It's so fucking cheap as well. Give Ponkel your money, bro. He deserves it. This is good shit. Really a truly exceptional game. And the achievements are actually pretty easy. They're going to add more. Like Vampire Survivors, when that released, it didn't have the fucking billion hours of content it has now. This will gain a lot of content as time goes on. So there is more of this. Like, you know, you've got your shop system as well, which I'm sure Stephen probably talked about last episode. So you're getting your gold, you're buying upgrades and things from the shop, you're buying new characters at the end. This is a game you've got to experience. It just hits all those fucking dopamine receptors. Like, bam, 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 bam.
It was so good.
Makes me feel good. Yeah, great game.
The milk.
I'm gonna move.
The milk factory definitely dragged on though.
Yeah, it did. Like I said, that's one of my only complaints. Is just levels are just a little too long. Just if they were like a little shorter, I think it would just pacing would feel a little better. So I played a little bit of Heroes of Might and Magic Olden era. Right, this is very heavily inspired by Heroes of Might and Magic 3, which I adore. I love that game. That game is fucking excellent. And this is very, very much, you know, you got your little base. You build. I'm going to build the stables, and then you can build a cavalier. I'm going to build, you know, upgrade this so I can upgrade my archers and so on. You know, I'm going to upgrade my fortifications so when people attack me, I've got catapults and things that can fight them off. you're running around this like flat map, and I'm gonna kill these enemies, which is grid-based combat, when you just throw them out and you're casting spells and getting them to slowly get closer to each other so they can engage, and using your ranged ones to fight them off and keep your distance. And it's just a really good loop. And then there's bits on the map you're like, cool, I killed these enemies, now I can grab this gold mine, which will give me an extra 1,000 gold a day or whatever, so you can pump more into your town. Or I'll get this mercury. I don't know, is it a mine? I don't know. Do you mine mercury? It's a metal, but it's liquid. Yeah, but this is gem mine. I'll get that. I'll get more gems so I can spend those in my town. And the idea is essentially you want to go take over everyone else's towns, and you'll progressively get stronger when you take more towns and go, like my strat when I was a kid in Heroes 3 was, I'm going to get the archers of all these fucking dudes so I could just range the fuck out of everyone and not have to get into combat. It's super units and archers was all I wanted. Yeah. But Old Era has all of that stuff. But it's so hard to describe because it just doesn't have the sauce. I know that's not a technical description. Something about it, the visual language is like, Heroes of Might and Magic 3, you could look at a unit and go, oh, that's a strong unit. That's like an end game kind of unit. Or that's a high level unit. I got in a battle with this, just thinking these like, I don't know, spider things or something. I'm like, oh yeah, these look fucking pathetic. They were real fucking strong. It was like an end game unit. I was like, this is some fucking dumbass spider thing. I don't know if these enemies as well need like a better like vivid outline or something, or I just can't put my finger on it. They don't stand out from each other. This is early access as well, so I'm not expecting this to be like this in the final game. But when you build your base as well, it was really obvious. A new thing goes in and you can see it, and there's an outline of, oh, cool, I can click on there and get my griffins or whatever you've got. But this has simplified it. Like, there's a bar down the bottom. You can just buy the units from there, so you don't have to go directly to where they are. But I like just kind of seeing, oh, that's my griffin rookery, or I don't know what you call it, aviary, the birds, I don't know.
Lion.
What are griffins technically? The birds mixed with something else.
Lions?
Lions?
Is it?
Yeah. Could be. They're cool as fuck, though. I love a griffin.
Yeah.
The lion.
Hind legs of a lion, and head and wings of a bird.
They're cool as fuck. But yeah, it is. I can see the vision. There's also the other thing is, there's just this delay. You go to your town, and 3 you go to your town, and then you click on the thing to build stuff, and it's like instant. And this is like, you're waiting like fucking 4 seconds, and that doesn't sound like much, but you just clicking on the screen, on click, 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 click. Oh, okay, it's in now. Okay, sweet. It feels like a fucking eternity, bro. There's something about the visual language and that, like I say, it just doesn't have the sauce. And it's a shame because, bro, Heroes of Might and Magic 3, oh, dude, it has the fucking sauce. My lord, they actually lost the source code, though, so we didn't get the DLC when they redid it, which is a real shame. But, bro, that game's got the fucking sauce. I remember you talking about, like, look how the elementals look in Heroes of Might and Magic 3, and you're like, bro, they look so fucking good. Nothing looks as good. Like, yes, it technically does look better on a technical scale, 1-to-1. Yes, this looks better. But just like art direction, bro, nothing looks as good as the elementals did in Heroes of Might and Magic 3. There's nothing looks as good. Nothing looks as good as the fucking archangels. Nothing looks as good as the fucking devils. You know, it's just a sauceless game. That's just a real problem.
It's a dry meal.
Yeah, bro. It's not a succulent Chinese meal.
It's a dry game.
It's a shame. And it's just a shame. But like I say, it's early access. They might like, hey, can you give us some feedback? And it's like, dog, you don't have the sauce. And they're like, that's what we were missing. Like, and they take that on really seriously. Like,
It's like
That would be fun, man.
it's like the idea. It's like the development team is just like, what is this game missing? And it's just like scrolls down like Twitter or something. It's like, or Steam reviews like no source, and he's like, you're right. It doesn't have any sauce.
Gordon Ramsay, where's the lamb sauce? Yeah, man. It has potential to be very good. It's just not there yet. It needs a bit more time, I think. I hope they can get it right. Last game I've been playing, and unfortunately I wanted to be able to say more about this, but I've had a fucking week. I haven't been able to play it. Like, so there's been a bunch of work shit, but also on the weekend, I'm on call for work next week, so I had to do an early Mother's Day thing. So I was out with my mum, my girlfriend's mum, and then I was out at her place, and I didn't really get to play all weekend. So next week, well, week after, I should have more to say about Saros, but I'll say a little bit now. It is essentially Returnal 2. More or less. You know, you're on an alien planet. Other teams have been and disappeared, and you're trying to kind of find out what's going on. Your teammates start kind of losing their mind. You start seeing, and some of them you gotta kill. You're also having these fucking fever dreams. You're having this woman talk to you, and you're like, what's going on? Immediately though, doesn't have as much sauce as Returnal. Sorry, I had to bring it back straight away. Returnal there's this feeling of isolation in Returnal that I really, really like. I thought it was just amazing. I still stand by Returnal is the best PS5 game. Well, okay. Astrobot. Returnal. Astrobot I think is that game's got unlimited source. What are you talking about? Astrobot actually is like source definition. It's good shit. But Returnal is like I think the next best PS5. I think it's truly exceptional. This game, the levels are much shorter than Returnal. I liked it being quite one long run, but this is kind of nice that you get these points where, you're like, cool. You can actually carry this on as one long run, or you can go back to the base and spend your resources, which is a smart idea because when you die, you lose a lot of resources, so you may as well go back and spend them. So when you're at your kind of little hub world, there's audio logs and text logs and a few characters to talk to and stuff, and that's right. There's a computer that is very much like where you go level up, and the computer's like all for the business, does not give a fuck about the people. It's all just like a product of this business that's in you here. So something that's really like, also it's very similar gameplay to Returnal, third person shooting. Right now I'm not as big of a fan of the weapons. I'm not liking the weapons in Returnal. Felt a bit more varied and a little bit alien, which was really cool. But these are just like, here's a pistol and an assault rifle, but now there's another variant of the pistol and another variant of the assault rifle. You're like, bro, give me something a little more out there,
exotic.
People are finding this, give me something a little bit different. You've got a skill tree which you level up from the robot, which is cool. But people are saying they're like, oh, Saris is so much easier than Returnal. And look, in some ways it is, but I beat the first two bosses just back to back without leveling much up at all. It was pretty cruisy for me. I got the third boss and I'm like, oh, shit's kind of hard. So then I had to grind out, just trying to beat the boss, grind out a couple of times to then get leveled up enough. But I liked Returnal was just like there's no skill tree, you just have to fucking get good. If you don't get good, you're not going to beat the boss. That's why I think this is harder, because there's more of an artificial difficulty on having more level ups. And I just don't like that as much. I'd rather it be, well, you're going to have to get good. And then that's the Souls-like player in me. It just is. It's not just you have better stat. I mean, yes, you can grind in Souls-like games, but usually it's a fucking get good. And that's what I liked more about Returnal. It's got a really cool mechanic, and there's eclipse happens, which I think the event is actually called the Saros. So when Saros happens, like, sometimes it's mandatory, but sometimes you have an option to do it early. It will make the game more difficult. Enemies will be harder. You'll fight a variety of enemies. You build up this corruption meter as well. and which I'll be honest, it hasn't explained these mechanics well. I don't remember how to get rid of corruption. I don't know. I need to actually look into that. But yeah, the game gets more and more difficult with that, and you start finding these perks that are like, oh, you got this weapon, but it's got a downside. It's like you'll take increased full damage. I thought the parasite system in Returnal was a little better because the pro was often a little better than the con, but it feels like in this the con is almost always worse than the pro. So I just take the one, you take increased full damage, and then I'm just, before I hit the ground, I hit my dash. You know, you've got a shield. You later on get a parry as well, but the shield you can use to absorb these energy balls to use special attacks. So you've got these. Your base special attack is just a very powerful shot. So something that's cool about it is you hold down. If you just press R2, you fire like your normal attack. If you half press L2, you do like a special attack with the weapon, like a secondary fire, which is cool. If you hold down fully L2, you get to do a big attack, which is awesome. And then there's an overdrive or override attack where clicking both sticks and then time slows down, you do a massive shot. So you want to constantly be, because there's blue projectiles which you can absorb all of. There's yellowy orange projectiles you can dash through, and then there's red projectiles that you have to dodge or they're going to damage you. You can't phase through them. You can't shield them. So yeah, they do a good job of teaching you that as well. The boss fights are fun, but I haven't found the boss fights quite as cool as the Returnal ones. Maybe I just need to get to more exciting bosses. The first major boss in Returnal is this alien creature that's like playing this ominous like space organ thing, and it's real fucking cool. And when you're climbing this like tower, you can just hear the organ music getting louder and louder and louder. It's like, dude, vibes, source off the charts, bro. Returnal like vibes, incredible. And I haven't had any of those moments. You've got your adrenaline meter as well, so if you don't take damage, you've got 5 stages of adrenaline that some of them will be like, you deal more damage with weapons, you deal more melee damage. Like each level you get another perk, but as soon as you take damage, it's gone. You lose all of it. Dude, it'd be nice if you lost like one level, but it's like, oh, you're level 5 adrenaline, you took one hit, gone completely. Back to 0. It's fucking rough. Staris is still very good, but if like in my mind, if Returnal is like a 9.5, then this is like so far like an 8.5. But I've got a lot more game to play, a lot more story to uncover. It's good, but it's just not hitting Returnal highs for me. I should mention the Eclipse. Obviously, when you trigger the Eclipse, visually things change because an Eclipse visually looks awesome. Looks really, really cool. Really, really good. Game looks great. Very fluid, very responsive. This is a studio. I'm abusing it, but they have the source. Housemarque really do. They make great games. Their games feel great. And look, they don't have like Naughty Dog levels of fidelity, but they look really good considering they're not a big team. I think they're doing like close to AAA quality on like a AA kind of budget. Shout out Housemarque. I'm looking forward to playing more. So yeah, Stephen. Now I've rambled about many games. What are you playing?
Not many. So we've been playing,
if any.
We've been playing RV Bear Year. It was real funny when we've been going. Well, Lewis has been just bossing through this the inside of like a cliff. The inside of a cliff. Going around this real narrow driveway, and we get to this one part. It's like, oh, got it. RV falls, and it's just, it was comical, but like, seeing it just hanging by the front winch, it's just like,
yeah,
Because I was like, this is fucked. This is fucked. And it happened twice, and both times, like, this is fucked. This is the end of our run. But the boys all got together and just got the RV back on the road. It was just like, it was magic.
It was quite remarkable. Shout out to DT and Script, man. Those guys.
The coordination.
They were carrying in it. Yeah. And you did well as
well. Oh, when I wasn't taking advantage of the fact that when we're inside, you press V and the voice echoes.
That was fucking me. I'll be honest. I was though with like I said, I've alluded to the work stuff that has happened this week. I was in no mood. I'm amazed. Like even my boss said last night, he's like, "Did you stream last night?" Yeah, he's like, "Did you talk about the work stuff?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "How the fuck did you turn that off?" He's like, "I don't know, man. I just wanted to play games with the boys."
And when I can, I dabble Breath of Fire 4. The only problem is, once I pick it up, I've got to commit to a certain point because it's a PlayStation 1 game, so the only times you can save is usually when you're in a town inn or if you're on the world map, and you don't know when you're going to be in the world map, especially if you're doing something storyline focused.
David,
yeah.
You've been chilling at the Holiday Inn?
Yeah, know it. Oh, there is actually something I really do like in the game. So there's these characters that are like, I might have used this one as an example, but they're like tree stumps with faces. They usually spit seeds at you. You cast a fire attack on them, they'll change form into this like tree stump on fire. They'll do like more damage, but if you kill them, you get more XP. You also come across these lizards where if you use fire on them, it'll heal them, and then they'll be like, oh yeah, they got stronger, and their attacks are doing like double damage. But XP farming helps.
I like in your classic kind of JRPGs and stuff where it's like, elements are really fucking important, and it is just they use the wrong element, you are healing this thing.
Yeah.
You use the Final Fantasy, like, oh, I used fire on the fire elemental. Yeah, you done fucked up, son. You just healed that motherfucker. I like that a lot. That was one of my problems with Final Fantasy 16. It just did not do any of that shit. It was like you dealt more damage using the right element, but it didn't really punish you for just using the wrong elements. And I get it, it's more of an action kind of hack and slash kind of game, ultimately, but man, it was good shit back in the day.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. I enjoy that. So yeah. Sorry, but I interrupted. Any more on Breath of Fire?
And because it is a little bit of a, I've touched down on this last time, but because it's an older game, I've got playing on this camera and this camera, playing on this.
Sean Evans.
Yeah. Tell us what you got going on. This camera, this monitor, but on the other monitor, I've got like whatever I'm listening to, but then I've got like a walkthrough. I got two things. One, a walkthrough, just so I can see if I get lost, about, oh yeah, sick, this is where I'm at. But
that's good, eh? You don't want to spoil it all for yourself, but you don't want to just get lost, because old JRPGs especially, like, we ain't telling you shit, bro. If you forget, you're fucked.
Yeah. So, and I also have another tab that's just like, because this was a good like walkthrough, but it's not a 100% guide walkthrough. Whereas on the other tab I have, it's less of a walkthrough and it's just like missables in the game. So I'm also referring back to that.
Missables is a good one, eh? Because you just, so as once again, these old RPGs, bro. They're just like, yeah, so there was an item back there that you missed, and you have now missed out on the most, the best weapon in the game. Sorry, too bad. Yeah, it's gone. Too bad. Oh, you opened this particular chest in what, Final Fantasy?
11. The Zodiac
12?
Spear. No, yes, 12.
12.
12.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, you opened this chest that you, of course, wouldn't know was not for you to open. Yeah, well, too bad. You fucked up.
I think they...
What the fuck was their problem, bro? What the fuck was their problem back in the day?
I think they did fix that when they released it on Steam as like the Zodiac Age.
Oh yeah.
Is that bullshit?
That is bullshit, man.
But nah.
It's just silly.
We're getting Ingrid's due at some stage. For Street Fighter 6 to cap off the final character. If the leaks are true, underwhelming if true. Vega, give you a pass. Mike Hagar, just like as I said last time, he's basically Zangief, but not as cool.
It happens. And yes, if anyone was wondering, I was referencing Chingy's hit song earlier, Holiday Inn, released in 2003, featuring Snoop Dogg and Ludacris. All right, I've got a Steam review for you. And guys, this one, okay, this is a fucked review. This one's cooked. But I saw it, I'm like, oh, Jesus, I gotta say this. This is about vampire crawlers. It says, game hits you with addiction like crack epidemic black neighborhoods in the 80s.
Bro.
Ronald Reagan.
Very articulate on that one.
Oh, dude. I don't want to slip up on anything. Yeah, it's fucking outrageous, bro. That review is cooked, eh? And this game had me by the balls.
Wee.
It really did. That review is by Sizlak Itni Zid. So their names are they're Scandinavian or a bunch of fucking gibberish, bro. I'm telling you.
Looks like
I don't know which.
wingdings.
But yes, that is my favorite review I've read in a while. I'm gonna read it again. Just game hits you with addiction like crack epidemic black neighborhoods in the 80s. It's so bad, man. But that review was like, what was talking about? We love out of pocket shit.
Yeah.
That's real out of pocket. All right, Stephen, what do you got?
So I don't. Mine isn't out of pocket at all. But this is a review for Are We There Yet by Le Grand Optimist. I thought this was a chill RV sim, but somewhere between my 47th cigarette and 9th flat tire, I realised I was actually living my dad's midlife crisis. Fix RV, smoke cig, get mauled, peak gaming.
Yeah, dude, that's a great review. That's fun, man. I like that. Mine was just cool. Yeah, RV, the fact you could just chain smoke and it's a mechanic is a lot of fun.
Yeah. That's your dash.
It's a very good game. Yeah, it's awesome. But yeah, that's gonna do it for episode 35 of the No Scrubs podcast. Thanks for hanging out. It was I feel like I was a little messy on this one, but look, that's what you get sometimes, mate.
Yeah.
That's life, baby. You gotta roll with it. We appreciate you for hanging out, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Catch you on the next one.
Peace. Wait.